Hey, what's going on, everybody? So we are back. This is going to be the first official run with the new GoPro, or the new camera in general. So we'll see how this goes. If it goes well, great. If not, we'll make adjustments as is. But for now, let's jump into this week's cocktail. We're making the Manhattan, and we're making it two ways. All right. So we're going to make the original Manhattan first, which is the bog standard. And then we're going to make a perfect Manhattan. So the perfect Manhattan is my personal favorite. Anders Eckerson has a very funny story about the perfect Manhattan. Thinking literally he wanted his customer, wanted him to make a perfect Manhattan. So he does his best to make it. Go watch his episode on Manhattan. I think it's very funny. I got a good chuckle out of it. So anyway, I didn't realize the perfect Manhattan was a thing. And turns out it is, and I like a little bit more, it's a little less sweet, it's a little bit more savory, and it's really, really nice. So, what we're gonna need today to make a Manhattan is super simple. We're going to need whiskey. You can use bourbon in this. I'm going to be using this Rittenhouse Rye. This is my standard go-to mixer. It's cheap, readily available, and it's 100 proof, so it stands up when you start mixing with other things. The other thing you're going to need for the Manhattan and the perfect Manhattan is I'm using this Martin & Rossi. This is the Rosso Red Sweet Vermouth. You will need a sweet vermouth for both. But for our perfect Manhattan, you will also need a dry vermouth. Now, I personally really like this. This is the extra dry. And vermouths, there's a whole science with vermouths. Please do a little research on them. Try a few different ones, see what you like. These are readily available around me. There's a few that I really like that are not as readily available and are considerably more expensive. So these are easy to get, super cheap, they work well. The other things you're gonna need are bitters. So we have two bitters. We have our orange bitters and our Angostura bitters. These are two classics. They're available just about everywhere. I got both of these at Walmart. So there you go. As far as tools you're going to need something to measure with. You're going to need something to mix in. I do recommend making these in a separate vessel. And there's a couple reasons for that. If you over dilute them, they taste really weird right from the get-go. You're going to need something to mix with and something to keep your ice out. So let's jump right in and go ahead and make our Manhattan. So start with your cheapest ingredients first. We're going to go ahead and add 1 full ounce of our Sweet Red Vermouth. As you can see, I don't have a speed pour on this because this is the giant bottle and I didn't realize they have a huge top on them. So I tried and I spilled it everywhere. It's all over my mat now. Not so great. And then you're going to need 2 ounces of your whiskey of choice. I do recommend something that stands up well, okay? You're gonna want something that has a lot of body to it. Probably don't go with like an Angel's Envy. They kind of fall apart, they get lost in the sauce, especially against that sweet vermouth. It's really, really strong. Now for our bitters, 2 dashes of Angostura. That first dash was terrible. And then 1 dash of orange. That was a good dash. Now, add a little ice to that. Give it a little mix. The whole purpose here is to chill and dilute as per normal. So about 10, sorry, I'm gonna be out of frame for just a second. I'm gonna grab my ice cubes. 10 to 15 seconds to give a nice chill and dilution in there. And that's why I say don't make these, it's not like an old-fashioned. An old-fashioned is great with a little extra water, it really brings it forward. This is not it's not the same. All right. Now, I should have peeled this ahead of time and I didn't, but it'll be all right. Don't do what I do, use an actual peeler, okay, please, thank you. Peel off a little slice of orange. We're gonna go ahead and just kind of clean this up a little bit because it's pretty ugly. Little slice of orange, express that right over the top. Oh, that was a good express. quick wipe around the rim, and drop that bad boy right in there. If you want, a cherry is phenomenal in these, and I ran out and I forgot to go get more today. Not a big deal if you don't have one, but if you do have one of those Luxardo or brandied cherries, oh, it is absolutely to die for in a Manhattan. So let's go ahead and make a perfect Manhattan. Very similar, okay? Now, for a perfect Manhattan, half an ounce of your sweet red, half an ounce of your dry. So it equals, it's the same amount, you just split the difference, okay? 2 ounces, it's exactly the same. It's so easy, all right? Now, here's where we get a little different. 2 of each. Oh, man, those were phenomenal. Put a little ice in that bad boy. I'm gonna grab my other ice cube. I put my ice cubes back in the freezer thinking that they would melt, and I shouldn't have. I should have just left them out, but oh well. You can tell there is a little bit of a color difference. I don't know how much of that you'll actually get to see on camera. But our classic, the regular Manhattan, is considerably darker. Whereas this is more of a honey color, this is more of like a really dark caramel color. They're both phenomenal. They both taste absolutely amazing. If you're into a sweeter cocktail, I really recommend the Manhattan. They are a little bit sweeter. If you're into a slightly drier cocktail, but you still want to go with something that's sweet, kind of savory, makes for a great after dinner cocktail, try a perfect Manhattan. Same thing, garnish with a twist. There you go. Your regular Manhattan, your perfect Manhattan. I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you guys so much. Hopefully this video comes out well with the new camera setup. Mics are coming. I'm gonna work on all that. I'm also working on doing a little bit of soundproofing in the room. There's not much I can do. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy. Remember to tip your bartenders. Don't drink and drive. Drink responsibly. Do all the YouTube things because that's important. And also, thank you guys so much. Please like, share, subscribe, all that good jazz. It does help me out considerably. And enjoy a cocktail. Oh, can't go wrong. All right, thank you guys so much. Have a good one.